These are the fangs of the eastern diamondback rattlesnake. This is what injects the venom into you.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for reptiles that are so huge you'll probably want to back off when you see them. We're factoring in average sizes as well as the largest known individual members of each species.
What is it?
A snake. Bloody big snake.
It's just a python, you big girl.
Number 20, the Bushmaster. While the non-venomous reticulated python might have top spot for longest snake, the Bushmaster is both the longest venomous snake in the Western Hemisphere and the longest viper in the world. Under its scientific name, Lachesis, the snakes are poignantly named after the second of the three fates in Greek mythology, specifically the one who measured out the length of the thread of life, on average varying from 6.5 to 13 feet in length. They've been known to reach just under 15 feet, earning them their title. Number 19, the King Cobra. If you were asked to name a snake you thought was dangerous, the name Cobra would likely come to mind pretty quickly. The King Cobra is perhaps one of the most widely known deadly snakes in the world, despite not technically being a cobra at all. Averaging more than 10 feet in length, or 3 to 4 meters, a single bite from one of these snakes has enough potency to kill 20 human beings. Found throughout Asia, particularly in India and China, they are unique in that they're the only snakes that use dry leaves to build a nest for their eggs.
Unseen until it strikes. Its venom can kill a full-grown elephant with a single bite.
Very nice.
Number 18, the Eastern Diamondback Rattlesnake. The name rattlesnake alone is enough to put the fear of God into most people, but the Eastern Diamondback is often seen as the most dangerous. Known to have the longest fangs of any rattlesnake, it is also native to the southeast portion of the USA. Contrary to popular belief, it doesn't need to rattle before attacking. Average lengths of these snakes fall into the 1.5 meter or 4 foot range. They're not aggressive reptiles, but can stand their ground and retaliate multiple times if they feel their territory is being threatened. Number 17, the Malayan water monitor. Also known as the Asian water monitor, these are one of the most common lizards in South and Southeast Asia, with a range from Sri Lanka to some islands of Indonesia. But regardless of the country, they are always found near water. On average, an adult water monitor will not get much bigger than 6.5 feet. However, there have been records of some reaching 10.5 feet. They're also the second heaviest lizard in the world, perhaps owing to their terrible size. In Thailand, the local name for the creature, Hia, is actually an insult and denotes bad luck. Number 16, the green sea turtle. When we hear the word reptile, we often think of snakes and lizards, but they also encompass the many species of turtles. The green sea turtle is aptly named after the green fat found under its large outer shell. They are the largest of the sea turtle family and can grow up to 5 feet long, or 1.5 meters, and weigh as much as 700 pounds or 320 kilograms. Found primarily in the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, it's a bit surprising that a creature so large feeds mostly on marine plant life. Amazingly, some of these turtles can live as long as 90 years. Number 15, the alligator snapping turtle. You don't have to be long to be a formidable reptile. Often associated, although not closely related to the common snapping turtle, the alligator snapping turtle is among the heaviest freshwater turtles in the world. So named because of its sharp, plated shell, heavy head, and crazy powerful jaws. This is one dude you do not want anywhere near your toes. Found in the southeastern United States, the heaviest confirmed of this species lived at the aquarium in Chicago and weighed in at 249 pounds. Not normally such monsters, they're typically on a spectrum of 19 to 179 pounds. Number 14, the Slender-snouted crocodile. Similar to a previous entry, this croc can be identified by its long and slender snout used for catching fish for food. Originally thought to be a single species, it turns out there are actually 2 distinct versions of this reptile, one based in West Africa and the other in the central region. The larger recorded versions of this beast have been seen at over 4 meters or 13 feet long and upwards of 700 pounds or 325 kilos. Unlike other crocodile species, studies on them have been few and far between. As recently as 2014, these crocs have been categorized as critically endangered. Number 13, the African rock python. These massive snakes have been reported to grow as large as 20 feet or 6 meters in length. and can weigh well over 100 pounds. They feed mostly on small animals like rodents, bats, and monkeys, but have been known to stretch their jaws wide enough to eat antelope and large pigs. These constrictors are native to Africa, mostly in the central and southern regions. Even more impressive is how they can lay as many as 100 eggs, with most hatchlings already measuring between 1.5 to 2 feet or 45 to 60 centimeters when they're born. Number 12. The Burmese python. Among the largest of the world's snakes is this king of tropical Southeast Asia. Despite their muted color palette of brown and black splotches over a tan body, they are almost instantly recognizable, not least of all for their size. In the wild, the Burmese python can reach an average length of 12 feet. However, they have been known to grow to almost 19 feet. Native to South and Southeast Asia, they've become an invasive species in the southern United States after a python breeding facility was broken open during Hurricane Andrew in 1992. They are now banned for import to the US. Number 11. The gharial. Fun fact, did you know that 2 of the major differences between alligators and crocodiles are their snout shape and the kind of water they live in? The gharial, which is sometimes called a gavial, is a unique species of crocodile native to India and Pakistan. They stand apart from other crocs in that they have a very long and narrow snout. Unlike many other species of crocodile, they do not stalk their prey. Feeding primarily on fish, they use special senses to detect and snatch them up with their jaws, which are filled with more than 100 teeth. Since they can grow to almost 6 meters long or 20 feet, you may want to avoid swimming near them. Number 10. The reticulated python. It may come as a surprise, but this python, rather than the anaconda, is actually the longest snake in the world. During a study of more than 1,000 wild reticulated pythons in southern Sumatra, the average length was estimated at a range from a modest 4.9 to an incredible 21.3 feet. Meanwhile, an example in Indonesia was measured at 22.8 feet, and in the 1950s, the Pittsburgh Zoo and PPG Aquarium was home to the aptly named Colossus, who was claimed to be over 28 feet long, although that number later became heavily contested. Still, these guys can get huge. Number 9. The American alligator. Aptly named, this gator is unique to the USA. Found throughout the southeastern portions of the country, this species is what most Westerners think of when they hear the term alligator. Averaging around 13 feet or 3.8 meters in length and upwards of 1,100 pounds or 500 kilos, they feed on a variety of animals, birds, fish, and other reptiles. Interestingly enough, however, the small ponds that they dig, known as alligator holes, also serve as a home for many other types of water and land-based organisms. Despite their incredible bite strength of over 1,300 newtons, the muscles that open their jaws are quite weak and can be suppressed with mere duct tape. Number 8. The Komodo Dragon. Also known as the Komodo monitor, this creature is found on various Indonesian islands. A member of the family Varanidae, Komodo is the largest living lizard species, achieving maximum lengths of 10 feet and a recorded weight of 366 pounds. Their colossal size is attributed to the island effect, wherein isolated species veer to either dwarfism or gigantism. It's also thought that the Komodo dragon may be a relic of the Pleistocene period, surviving after all other megafauna in the area died out. Number 7. The Orinoco crocodile.
You remember me?
Named after and native to the Orinoco River Basin, this reptile lives only in Colombia and Venezuela and is unfortunately listed as a critically endangered species, with males averaging just shy of 14 feet in length and weighing around 1,000 pounds. These large crocodiles typically pose little to no threat to humans. In fact, the bulk of their diet comes in the form of large fish, but they have been known to eat monkeys, deer, and other land animals. Sadly, due to excessive hunting of these creatures, their population has been reduced to less than an estimated 2,000 individuals remaining. Number 6. The green anaconda. When people think of big snakes, it's usually this king beast that comes to mind.
That wasn't a snake I saw. It was an anaconda or a python.
Well, we don't have those down here.
While nearly as long as the reticulated python, it often has double the girth, making for a stunningly sizable snake. there's no doubt that it's something of a monster. However, it is considered to be one of the most exaggerated species in terms of size, and many historical accounts are thought to be unreliable. The current maximum estimated and verified length is just over 17 feet and 215 pounds. However, in the unexplored areas of the Amazonian rainforest, it's thought that there are larger examples. Number 5. The leatherback sea turtle. Unlike most other turtles, the leatherback sea turtle lacks a hard shell, but instead is protected by thick, oily, even leathery skin. Hence the name. However, despite its lack of a bulky shell, the leatherback is the largest and heaviest extant turtle. Its front flippers alone can grow up to nearly 9 feet in span. With a wide distribution, the largest confirmed leatherback was found in Sanspit, Pakistan, measuring at just under 7 feet long and weighing in at 1,433 pounds. Despite their immense weight, they are almost perfectly hydrodynamical and incredibly graceful once in the water. Number 4. The American crocodile. We couldn't talk about the American alligator without mentioning its croc counterpart. Unlike the gator, this crocodile is not a fan of fresh water and prefers the salinity of brackish to saltwater. They are most commonly found in the Caribbean, particularly the Dominican Republic as well as southern Florida and many parts of Central America. They can reach lengths of up to 20 feet or 6-ish meters and weigh as much as 2,000 pounds or 900 kilos. At that size, they are dangerous to humans, but fortunately, they prefer fish, birds, and other land and water-based creatures for their diet. Number 3. The black caiman. This unique crocodile gets its name from the mix of green and black pigment found in most adult specimens. As a close relative of alligators, it's content in freshwater where it feeds on smaller animals, reptiles, and fish. Native to South America, they can weigh over 1,000 pounds or 450 kilos. Although it shares its apex predator status with other animals from the same region, they seem to be able to coexist due to minute differences in diet and habitat. Despite this, however, they have been known to feed on their own kind, as well as tapirs, anacondas, and even dolphins. Number 2. The Nile crocodile. This African crocodile is a contender for the second largest reptile in the world. An apex predator, it's one of the deadliest crocs in the world and will take down almost anything in snapping distance. An opportunistic ambush hunter, it will wait hours, even days for the right moment. On average, the males of the species can reach up to 16 feet 5 inches and over 1,500 pounds. However, they have been accurately recorded up to 20 feet. Deadly, abundant, and roaming the Earth since the Plio-Pleistocene period about 5 million years ago. These guys were represented in the Egyptian pantheon of gods. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The saltwater crocodile. The saltwater crocodile is the largest extant reptile and the largest river-dwelling predator on Earth. Reaching lengths of 23 feet and weighing up to 4,400 pounds, they are roughly the size of a great white shark. The earliest fossil record of this croc dates from around 4.5 million years ago. With no known subspecies, it's considered an ancient species that could have diverged up to 12 million years ago. Able to live in marine environments as well as freshwater, they have the greatest distribution of any modern croc and are the most dangerous to humans because they're the closest we have to the dinosaur. Which large reptile gives you the most chills? Let us know in the comments below.
Take that, snake! And you too! Snakes! Snakes everywhere!
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.